Hi everyone, my name is Jaiye Kuti. I'm an actor and this is my time out on Shoboleyoke TV. I was born in Kano State and I had a little bit of my nursery and primary school in Kano State, and then my father was transferred to Ikorodu. So I had to continue my education there from primary to secondary school, Ikorodu Grammar School, where I proceeded to Ilaro, Federal Polytechnic Ilaro, then to Unilag University of Lagos, and then to where I started to work, and then I met my husband and got married. I've discovered I could act from very tender age because I remember in church then I was part of the drama group, and then from then I started gradually, but I never knew that it was going to turn to a job that I'm going to be doing or doing for a living. I was just acting them for the sake of love, for the sake of passion, but today I never knew that I'll be doing this. Before I became an actress, I was in a paid employment job, working as PA. But when I was done, I asked myself what I wanted to do in life, and I knew that I knew in me that I got some sense of wanting to act all the time. And by people's testimony that I am funny, and even sometimes my husband would say, you better go and join the acting world and become an actor. I think he would say that he thinks that I'm very funny. So when I was done with my paid employment, I knew it was time for me to go and start acting. I wanted to start to produce movies, but my husband advised, my husband had to, advise me that I can start from acting first, then from there I can start production. That by acting in the middle of all of these actors, I will get to know them and probably learn one or two things, and then I can start to produce my own movie. And I yielded to it, and that was how I started. Well, it's quite challenging to be a mother, a wife at the same time. Being an actress, it can be quite challenging because most of the time you have to leave home, you have to leave your children. Even when they need you, you cannot be there for them sometimes. But one way or the other, well, God is my strength, I would say. My husband is a very understanding man. So with his help, I've been able to cope very well. Well, I've never had that. I've never had anyone trying to advise me against it. In fact, there was nothing negative when I told people then that I was going to start acting. There was no negativity from anywhere. It was all like, yes, hey, we know you can do it. Yes, you are now on the right track and all of that. So I got go ahead. Positive remarks is what I get from people. Up till now, nobody has said anything negative about me acting. That has been my husband. He has always been there. The laugh patterns that was Tajudeen at Dekwetu. I had my first audition with them. I heard there was laugh pattern audition, so I went there, and then after a few tries, I was given a script that I did well, and then that was how I came into the family of the Alpha Vision then by Adekwetu, and then that was how I started laugh patterns, and it was my first job. When I was in Face to Face, we had the technical director then, Muhyiddin Sasiliu, and Kolade Kadesh was also a friend. Most of the time they talk to me about Yoruba movies that they want me to cross over, they want me to be partaking in the Yoruba field once in a while, even if it is not all the time, that there are some stories that they have and they know that I can do them well. So I told them I don't want to come, but one way or the other they dragged me, more like they forced me, But when I started, I love it. I love being in the middle of my own people where there are no, tribal differences, and I've been doing it and enjoying it. It's been good. Yes, that was my movie that I shot 2014, I think. That was the movie I shot then, and I titled it Jaiyeola Monje because that was that was the story. The story was part of the story of my life. You know, when they say Abiku, you know, they used to call me Abiku, and then part of what I know that I used to do while I was growing up. You know, when a child would just walk to the mother and say to them that she wants to cry, you know, they will give me my crying mat. I will go out, sit on the mat, start crying. When I'm done crying, I will return the mat. So all of those things, you know, I know that there are other children out there that do the same. So I said, okay, let me put my story together, you know, mixed with some, well, it is not totally my story, you know, but at least I was able to bring part of my life into Jaiyeola Monje for people to know me more and know how I live my tender age. Yes, I got to know Sydney Tucker on Instagram. I watched his first video where he was singing for a girl, and then another guy came behind the girl and said, honey and babe, who was that? Said nobody, and then he fainted. You know, from that day, I got glued to his page, and then I followed him, he followed me back. So we've been doing some DM, hello mama, hello son, and that's just it. 3 things I must wake up. When I wake up, I pray, I take care of my daughter, and I go to work. Oromi, that's Olori Amolegbe and Oromi. Olori Amolegbe is the one I did with Larry Balogun. He played the role of the Kabiesi. I am the wife, and you know, a lot of men, when they don't, you see, I would just say the story. It tells us the story of how you can be before you become rich. You know, Yoruba they said, you know, that's just the simple narration of that Olori Amolegbe. The man used to be a very wonderful husband, good husband, and then they had great understanding in that family. And the moment he got to power, he forgot everything. Started marrying women and misbehaving until he crashed the crown. And for Oromi is a true life story. The woman came to my office to narrate the story, and I felt like, so there are people who think that they can get away with wickedness. You see, you can't, because what goes up comes down. One day or the other, you'll be caught with your wickedness. So it goes, and then like a 360, it comes back to you. You know, so you can't run anywhere. You thought you had killed somebody, you know, so that you can wheel over our children. At the end of the day, she got them back. So this life, it treats wickedness for us to be good and of less be plain. My greatest fear as an actress is for my husband to. I used to when I think it, I do say like, God forbid, that my husband will say I should stop acting. What am I going to do? I know he won't say that because he knows that it's part of my life. Acting is like life to me. So I know my husband will not take my life, he won't take it away from me. But that has always been my greatest fear, like my husband saying don't act again. But he won't do it, he has promised me that. I can't stop acting because this is what you do till you die. So when you give me the money, who knows what happens next? You can be robbed, sicknesses can come, but you see this kind of job keeps you in business for the rest of your life. It doesn't have retirement day or date, or it is, even when you're 120 and you can still talk or act, even sometimes even at that age where you cannot stand up again, they can still put you on a wheelchair, you are still acting. So this is a job that does not have a retirement, you know, time or date. So you do this kind of work till you are dead. So it means that I am going to have a living I cannot before till till I'm gone. So that's the beauty of it. So I can't take 1 billion. I'm sorry. I love the job. Well, my plan for this year is going to start a little bit late. It's coming up April. I thought I was going to do it this February, and March is a very busy month for me. So I moved my starting of my production to April, where I'm going to start April 6th, where I'm going to start by screening my movie Eruku, The Dust. So that's the first one. Then I have 5 movies that I've shot. So one by one after the other. So I'll start to release them this year. And by July, by the grace of God, or August, I am planning on a cinema movie. I have a story that somebody brought to me, and I have never ever seen that kind of story before. I love it, and it looks like cinema. It's a cinema-like story, so I want to take it to the cinemas. So, young up and coming actors, you can only be determined. You have to be determined first to do what you want to do. Discover yourself that you can do it, and then be determined to do it. Don't get distracted. It's distraction that will make you to think that you cannot do well. It's distraction that will make you to think that, are you sure I can do it? Everybody can do all things. All you need to do is put your mind and life into it, and you get there. Thank you everyone for watching my time out with Shoboleyoke TV. We want you to subscribe, we want you to comment, we want you to like, we want you to keep watching Shoboleyoke TV.